Hello and welcome back to another great edition of Phoenix Connection. I'm your host, Dina Holtz.
And I'm your other, more amazing host, Natalie Kiji.
So if you'd actually watched last week's episode, you'd know we already did that joke.
It's not a joke if it's true. Anyway, this week we have a surplus of great news, views, and sports coming your way. So let's start the show and get everyone in the know.
It's another beautiful week here in Green Bay. The trees are all festooned for fall, and there's a chill in the air reminding us that winter is just around the corner. Speaking of winter, let's stay inside, shall we?
Sounds good to me.
The university has plenty to keep us occupied right here in the heated halls. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Christie Theater is rolling out another chance to go cheap seating. That's right, I said cheap seating. New word, Magic Mike will be playing at the times on your screen, so grab your girlfriends or some guy friends and a couple bucks and check out this hunky hit. Mixed Mash Monday is back on the 15th and better than ever. They're hosting a Mexican Train Dominoes tournament in the Phoenix Club, so be there or be rectangular.
Mexican Train Dominoes. That's a game you play on Amtrak headed to Acapulco, right?
I'm not sure, Natalie. You might have to go there and find out.
Wait, Mexico or the Phoenix Club? Anyway, on Tuesday, the folks of Student Life are hosting another diversity program in the Phoenix Rooms. The Intergenerational Relationships session will feature retirees from all walks of life. They'll tell stories about their careers as well as answer any questions that students might have. Finally, this week is Spirit Week on campus. There's exciting things happening every day of the week, but make sure to check out the Bookstores t-shirt decorating contest. That's happening on Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., then again from 4 to 6 p.m. One more thing. Next Thursday, the women's basketball team will be holding open practice from 2 to 4 p.m. That's at the Crest Event Center, so don't miss out. Speaking of basketball, right now seems like a great time for a little sports.
A little sports.
Women's basketball stars Adrienne Ritchie and Lydia Bauer have won the prestigious preseason second team and first team All-League honors from the Horizon League. The two teammates were power players last season and both say they're looking forward to the challenges this year. Not to be left out, the women's Phoenix team has also been honored by topping the Horizon League preseason poll. Coach Kevin Borseth is cautiously optimistic.
The Phoenix men held their annual basketball tailgate party at the Resch Center last week. The event was an opportunity to enjoy live music, meet the players, and hear from Coach Wardle about the upcoming season. The tailgate also offered a chance to purchase tickets to the game against Marquette in December.
Our mighty volleyball team has fallen once more. The October 6th game against the Ramblers was evenly matched for the first four sets, but Loyola won the decisive fifth to take away the final win 3-2. The Phoenix will face Horizon League competitors Valparaiso and Wright State on Friday and Saturday, respectively.
Well, there's plenty more to come on this episode of Phoenix Connection.
That's right. We're taking you inside the library where the books actually come to life.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually quite animated. So grab your Page Master jacket and stay tuned. All that and more coming up next.
Come to GB Nights every third Friday of the month for food, fun, and a whole lot more. GB Nights at 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the Union, and it's always free.
Tired of those long commutes to school and unpredictable weather? Try living on campus. Residence Life can help. Visit the housing website for more information.
I should have stayed on campus.
Hi, I'm Eric Toms, and you are watching Flash TV.
Welcome back to In the Know. Who will you vote for this coming election? With all the debates surrounding healthcare, economics, and taxes, sorting fact from fiction can become a messy job. Flash TV wants to know what you think, so log on to Facebook and visit our page and tell us. Where do you stand on the issues? Who will you vote for? Tell us your thoughts, and we may air some of them on our next episode.
Once again, this week, we're taking you on a tour around campus. This time, we've got our sight sets on the library, where there's so much more than meets the eye.
Welcome to the Coffin Library building. We're going to start off at the Garden Cafe located on the first floor of the Coffin. The Garden Cafe has a variety of different foods, including a deli bar, in which you can make a panini, wrap, or salad, as well as some on-the-go foods like bagels, muffins, and other snack foods. The Garden Cafe also has some hot options that change on a daily basis. You can also purchase soda, juice, and coffee. Payment is hassle-free at the cafe, as you can pay with dining points, pass points, credit or debit card, as well as cash. The Garden Cafe is also a great place to hang out and eat, as well as get some homework done before class. Moving on to floors 3 through 6 of the Coffin is where a majority of students go to get some studying done. The library is full of comfy couches and chairs, as well as tables and computers to suit everybody's studying preferences. The library is also filled with books, newspapers, and other reference materials to gather plenty of information in order to complete your current paper or project. Looking to do some group work? The library also has rooms that can be reserved containing computers and whiteboards. The third floor also has an information desk where you can check out clickers, cameras, and even iPads for a few days at a time. Don't miss out on everything our library has to offer, and we'll see you there soon.
Finally, it's what all you hungry hippos have been waiting for, the food part of the show. I had so much fun cooking for you last week that I decided to do it again. So I took my trusty cameraman and made a little taste of home right there in my kitchen. Check it out. This time, I'll be using the leftover meat from the quesadillas we used last week for my special recipe of pasta Alfredo. You'll need a box of pasta, some salt. I like to add garlic powder, a jar of Alfredo sauce, and the leftover turkey meat from those quesadillas. Once you have your pot full of water, we're going to turn the burner on and add some salt. And we'll wait for it to boil. Since our water's come to a boil, I am going to add the pasta and hit the timer. And stir it occasionally until the timer goes off. Turn on the water. With my pot holders, grab the pan and dump the noodles into the strainer. Them all out. Put on low. Do a quick rinse. Okay. Then I'm going to dump the Alfredo, 3/4 of a jar of Alfredo, into the pan. Then you put it on simmer. And then wait for it to start bubbling. Okay, so once the Alfredo starts to boil, give it a good stir, and then you can add your meat. Turn it down. Now. And then stir that in and warm it up for a few minutes. Now after it's all mixed in and your beef is all nice and warmed up, go and grab the noodles. Stir your noodles in, and once you have it all mixed up, you're ready to eat. Bon appetit!
Well, we've had a great time on this episode of In the Know. I'd hate to stop the show.
It's been wonderful to be here. Certainly a thrill. You're such a lovely audience. We'd love to take you home with us.
No, sadly we can't. So we'll just sit here and wait patiently until next week. On the Ball is coming up next.
Oh, Mom, you shouldn't have. I should have stayed on campus.
Experience the world of Batman like never before in the spectacular live-action adventure, Batman Live. Witness as your favorite arena is transformed into Gotham City. Join Batman and Robin as they fight the Penguin, the Riddler, the Joker, and all of your favorite Gotham City villains. Don't miss the crime-fighting arena spectacular, Batman Live World Arena Tour.
November 27th and 28th at the Rec Center. Tickets available at RecCenter.com.
Oh, shucks.
Bad grades? Feeling down?
Molly? Molly! Molly, where are you?
Losing friends?
Try sleep!
Getting enough sleep is essential for good health, mental and emotional functioning, and safety. Exercising regularly and avoiding caffeine, sugar, and alcohol before bedtime can help you get a good night's sleep. If your sleep problems persist for longer than a week and are bothersome, or if sleepiness interferes with your daily functioning, call the Counseling and Health Center at 465-2380.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Gorham, and you're watching Flash TV.
Welcome to On the Ball. I'm Kyle Ashman.
And I'm Katie Fichtenbauer. On this episode, we'll be taking a look at the latest in volleyball and intramurals, as well as giving you an inside look at the Ultimate Frisbee Club here on campus. Plus, Kyle and I will say sayonara to the Brewer season that was and is no longer.
But first, a little volleyball. Sunday's game against the Loyola Ramblers started out great for the Green Bay women. The Phoenix pulled together a close win in the first two sets, scratching out 2- and 3-point victories in each. Things were looking good for the team whose stats were on life support. Their last win was against DePaul on September 26th. But in the third set, Loyola bounced back. Green Bay was ahead by too late in the match, but the Ramblers scored twice in a row, locking out the chances of a sweep with a 2-point win. The fourth set was led for the entire time by Loyola, pulling off a 7-point lead by the end. In the fifth and final, Green Bay pulled ahead 24-23 near the end, but a major hit by Nicole Rydell shut the door and gave the Ramblers the win with 25. The Phoenix faces Horizon League champions Valparaiso and Wright State in home games on October 19th and 20th.
Intramurals is entering its fourth week of its first block, with registration for Block 2 beginning October 14th.
There are lots of organizations and clubs on campus, and some of them are dedicated to sports. Every week we'll be highlighting a different one, with interviews and useful information for those interested in joining or simply curious. First up, we're going into the latest, greatest, most magnificent Ultimate Frisbee Club to find out what it's all about.
This week, we went out and tossed the disc with the Ultimate Frisbee Club. The club meets every Sunday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. at the Liab Soccer Fields, located near the Crest Center on the field behind Roy Downham Hall. The club is open to every age, gender, and skill level. They play pickup games for fun as well as teach some valuable skills associated with the game of Ultimate Frisbee. It's also a great way to make some new friends. I caught up with Chris Langloy, a transfer student, to see what he had to say about the org.
Well, I joined the org after I found about it at the Org between Matt and Brian. They seemed like pretty cool guys. I transferred here, didn't have a whole lot of friends. Now since I'm playing Ultimate, I got loads of friends. It's a fun competition sport, and we're playing well.
Known as the Phalanx, they even travel to a couple tournaments every year in places like Milwaukee and Appleton, and have even gone all the way to Stevens Point. I met up with Captain Matt Yadis to get a review on their last tournament.
It went great. We had tough competition on Saturday, and we battled back on Sunday, won the consolation bracket, took 7 out of 15. It was fantastic. We had a couple of new guys in there, and they played great, and a lot of freshmen played great as well. Upperclassmen coming in and battling back as well. It was a great weekend.
So come on down to the soccer field, make some new friends, have some fun, and learn about the great game of Ultimate Frisbee.
So Milwaukee Brewers finished their season last week with a record of 83-79. They started off their season pretty rough.
They started out real rough. Their hitting struggled, and their pitching wasn't the greatest either. And regardless of, they had a high hyped pitching staff this year, and the hitting was supposed to be good. But the main problem was blown saves. John Axford and Francisco Rodriguez blew 28 games on the year. And as a Brewer fan, it was absolutely horrible to watch because they would go into the 8th or 9th inning with a 2 or 3 run lead, and we would just watch it explode. And it happened night after night, and it kind of got tiring after a while, and it showed with the Brewers' record as they suffered, and their record was they fell to the bottom of the division, and it was something that pretty much ended up in the long run ruining their season.
Yeah, in the middle of the season though, they had a really good turning point.
Yeah. They pretty much, after all the blown saves, they said, all right, we're gonna start new guys. Honestly, the main thing was they cut Randy Wolf, who just was absolutely a terrible pitcher for them this year. He was getting old, and just didn't have good stuff. And they traded arguably their best player behind Ryan Braun, Zach Greinke, to the Angels, which Brewers fans just hated to see because he was a great guy, great pitcher, and obviously they wanted him to resign, but they traded him, and they got Gene Segura, who's a shortstop who actually really young but played very well for the Brewers as they got hotter as the season went on. They brought up other players like Willie Peralta, Marco Estrada, and they pretty much, and Mike Fiers, they a lot of bright spots that they brought up, and they strung together 24 wins out of 30 games, and actually got Brewers fans interested again, almost making the playoffs, honestly.
That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, just a bad draw at the end with the teams they played and the teams the Cardinals played, but yeah, definitely a lot of good came from that middle of the season, that surge they had.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good stretch second half of the season for them.
And the way they ended, I just feel like next year they're gonna have so much to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, even this year they finished above 500. They found what it looks like to be a pitching staff with a lot of young talent, and they may even try to re-sign Zach Greinke. That's kind of a rumor out there, which I don't really think will happen. But they obviously have Ryan Braun coming back, who may be the National League MVP this year. He hit 41 home runs. They have Giovanni Gallardo at starting pitcher. They have Corey Hart, Aramis Ramirez, and a lot of young talent with Carlos Gomez, Nori Aoki. They're really set up to be good for the next 2, 3, 4 years as long as they can keep their main core players I think they'll be in good shape, and I would not be surprised to see them make the playoffs and maybe even run farther in the next 2 to 3 years. So
yeah, it should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, great. I mean, like, fans will definitely come out to see them, and I honestly think they have a bright future, and next year will be fun to watch, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. Well, that's it for On the Ball. We'll see you next week with more in-depth coverage of the fall season.